This is Math with Mr. Sneed, and in this video we're going to solve linear systems by linear combination. This time our linear combination will need multiplication. Example 2. Solve the linear system using the linear combination or elimination method. So if we look at our first system of equations here, 4x plus 2y equals 3 and 5x plus 3y equals 4. Again, our goal is to be able to add and either the x or the y cancel out. And at the moment, 4 plus 5 is 9x and 2 plus 3 is 5x, and nothing cancels out. So this time we have to multiply. Sometimes we can multiply just one equation, and sometimes we have to multiply both. So if I look, I can't multiply 4 by anything to get 5. I can't multiply 2 by anything to get 3. So it means I'm going to have to multiply both equations. So at this point, I'm going to get rid of y because it's smaller numbers, and I have to multiply both equations. So I'm going to multiply y, the first equation, by 3 because of this, and I'm going to multiply the second equation by 2 because of that. But they're both positive at the moment, so one of my two equations has to be negative. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply the second equation by negative 2. So my first equation, 3 times 4 is 12. So we get 12x. 3 times 2 is 6. So we have 6y. And 3 times 3 is 9. On my second equation, negative 2 times 5 is negative 10x. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6y. And negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. And so this time, if we look, the y's are now the same and opposite, so when we add, they're going to cancel out. So that was our first step. So now our second step is to add the two equations together. 12x minus 10y, or 10x, is 2x. The y's cancel. 9 minus 8 is 1. And so in solving this, we divide by 2 and we get x equals 1/2. Once we have x, we need to plug it back in to one of the two equations. Again, I like to try to pick the smaller numbers. So I have 4 times 1/2 plus 2y equals 3. Half of 4 is 2. So now I can subtract 2 from both sides. We have 2y equals 1, and then we can go ahead and divide by 2, and y equals 1/2. And our final step is to write it as an ordered pair, and so x is 1/2 and y is 1/2. So I'd like you to go ahead, try it, and then you can check and see how you did. So now that you've tried it, I would say this time the smaller ones to work with would be x. So I'm going to multiply the first equation and the second equation because, again, it's 3 and 2. So I'm going to multiply the first equation by 2 and the second equation by negative 3. So 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 5 is 10y. And 2 times 7 is 34. Again, this is step 1. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6x. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9y. Negative 3 times 11 is negative 33. And again, if we look, now the x's are able to cancel, and we are able to work this problem out. So step 2 is to add. Negative 10, or the x's cancel. Negative 10y, or 10y plus minus 9y is y. 34 minus 33 is 1. And I don't have to do any more work for that one. So then we're going to go ahead to step 3 and plug in that 1 into the second equation, again because it's smaller numbers. So 2x plus 3 times 1 equals 11. 2x plus 3 equals 11. We go ahead and subtract 3, so now we have 2x equals 8. And we divide by 2 and find that x equals 4. And so the answer for this, which is step 4, is going to be 4, 1. And with that, our second example is done.